Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series, where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 18 on the list, A Penny for Your Thoughts, written by George Clayton Johnson and directed by James Sheldon. This is a season 2 episode, and as always there will be spoilers. So A Penny for Your Thoughts is my favorite comedy episode of the Twilight Zone because I do find it to be pretty funny, but also because it's more than just a comedy. It's also a very clever, thought-provoking episode with a great concept that kind of seems simple, but I thought worked very well throughout the episode. So Dick York and June Dayton are great, and the rest of the supporting cast is good as well. I thought the script by George Clayton Johnson is also great, and I think James Sheldon's direction is also really strong. So I just really like everything here, and the characters are very likable, and the episode just flows very well from beginning to end, in my opinion. And I do consider A Penny for Your Thoughts a Twilight Zone classic. So this episode starts with a gentleman named Hector B. Poole, a bank clerk, and as he's on his way to work, he throws a coin into a box to buy a newspaper, and somehow it lands on its side in a strange way and gives Hector the power to read everyone around him's thoughts. This is never explained, which makes it even better in my opinion. It's the Twilight Zone, and I don't really need to know how this happened. So eventually Hector gets to work a bit confused about what is happening with his new power, especially because he starts hearing some really interesting things inside others' heads. So at this point Hector hears his boss talking about going away with his mistress. Then he hears a businessman talking about using money he stole from his company. Very troubling things. However, Hector has yet another issue as he hears from his co-worker, Miss Turner, that she wishes he would be a bit more confident and assertive, and we can tell that she likes him quite a bit. So eventually Hector trusts Miss Turner and tells her his secret, and I really love these two characters together. I thought they had great chemistry. At this point things really get serious as Hector hears another employee named Smithers who is planning on robbing the bank. So Hector informs his boss. It turns out, however, that it was all a misunderstanding, as Smithers was just thinking about doing this, but never would have the guts to go through with it. And I thought this was a great twist because it makes total sense, as people think a lot of things that they don't really do. I thought this was a very clever twist in the Twilight Zone. So now Hector is in trouble with his boss for causing all this trouble, until his boss realizes he was right about the other man who was stealing money, and Hector even uses the knowledge of his boss's affair to get a promotion. So at this point Hector knocks the coin back over and it loses its power, but it seems he is not together with Miss Turner and he has learned something in the process. So we get a happy ending after all in this Twilight Zone episode. And A Penny for Your Thoughts is a great episode, a classic in my opinion. Everything in the plot comes together so well. I love how it's mostly an episode played for laughs, which is a very nice change of pace, but it's also an episode that still has a little bit of depth to it as well. So overall, I just feel like A Penny for Your Thoughts is a unique and very well-paced episode, and one that I can always watch and enjoy. I'll definitely always go back to this one on a rewatch. I really love this episode and feel it truly deserves a place in the top 20. So A Penny for Your Thoughts comes in at number 18 on the list. As always, feel free to let me know what you thought of this episode of Penny for Your Thoughts, if you liked it or not. Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.